Hello, and welcome to today's episode of The Daily Blend. I am your host, AC, and we are joined in studio today by Rita Adams, Stan Adams, and David Hosenfelt, and they are here to talk to us about a special that is coming on PBS, or already airing on PBS. It is called Manchu, A Brotherhood of Sacrifice. And Rita, I'm going to have you start by telling us a little bit about how all this came to be.
Okay, hi.
Hi,
Thank
Rita.
you for inviting us this morning. Appreciate it so much.
Of course.
So years ago, when Stan would go to work, I got on the internet and I found a lot of the men he served with. So we went to our first Manchu reunion in 2003. And the next year or so, people started passing away. So Stan's captain said, look, we need to get this history down. And around that same time, Stan had never even been to the VA hospital up until that time. I mean, he left Vietnam in November of '69. And so he did start seeing a counselor at the VA hospital here in Columbia, Missouri. And the therapist suggested to him that he write down his nightmares. And so he started doing that and went from kind of like maybe just notes on a pad to more like a term paper. And then with our oldest daughter, Kim Force's help, it turned into this book. And it took 3 years. It was very, very stressful work to get the book done, but Kim did all the editing and formatting. Stan typed every word in the front of the book. He scanned all the pictures into the book, and I did like a section about being reunited with some of the families. And then Stan has an at the end of the book, he honors his friends that got killed or those that he served with and everything. So we published that in January 2019, and then in June of 2020, during COVID, a gentleman by the name of Matt Wilcox. He's from Florida, and he made documentaries. His high school teacher, one of his teachers was Steve Knowlton, and he was going to make a short little documentary about Mr. Knowlton. And when he found Stan's book, then he contacted me on Facebook Messenger and say, I'd really like to, expand this documentary. So he drove to our house in June of 2020 and interviewed Stan, went down to Mokane, where Stan was from, Mokane, Missouri, recorded the river, and then he also interviewed David Hosenfelt because David lives in Callaway County like we do. In that fall in September of 2020, we had a mini reunion in Branson, Missouri. Wilcox drove back up from Florida and interviewed other Manchus there. He's also driven to Georgia to interview a gentleman that's in it, and then also several different cities in Florida. So all in all, he interviewed about 15 individuals, I think 12 Manchus, and then he interviewed 3 helicopter pilots also that served with the Manchus during that time.
Wow.
So then we did show the movie last May the 18th at William Woods University, a pre-release viewing, and it was a wonderful, wonderful event. We had like over 400 people that attended. It was a red carpet event. We sold sponsors for it and everything. And so Matt showed his movie at that time. So then I guess it was early or late last year, then I contacted Michael O'Keefe with PBS, KMOS, PBS in Warrensburg, and Matt had to send them the movie for them to take a look at it. And they were very interested in showing the movie. For having it on his station, though, Wilcox had to shorten the movie to 2 hours, and then we also had to add closed caption to it, which was an expense we didn't plan on. It was about $500 to add that on there, but it's going to add so much to the movie and everything because these gentlemen are from all over the United States, so they have different dialects.
Stan, my goodness, this is,
That's me on the front.
This is you on the front. Mm-hmm. This is you on the front. Mm-hmm. What was it like getting all this out of here into here?
Well, it's very challenging. It seemed like I would work on it every day. It would get to the point where I just had to leave it alone because I was remembering too much. And we got it done. 3 years we finally got it done. So.
Yeah, yeah. And David, you guys served together?
Yes, we was together. I was about a month before Stan came, but we was in several big battles over there.
Well, thank you both for your service. And what was watching this documentary like for the both of you?
Remembering a lot. We had several guys that did interviews, and every battle, everybody sees it a different way, and it was great to have 15 or 20 people give their perspective on what was going on. So basically the same thing, but a little bit different perspective.
A little bit different perspective. I would imagine, though, that having this recorded for history probably feels great.
I hope so.
Yeah, yeah,
That was the intent, yes.
yeah.
The Wolfener Library for the state of Missouri, they have it down in Jeff City. And is it for the blind reader?
They made it for the Bureau of the Blind. We had to
Right.
send them 2 books, but they made it into an audio book. So this has been an amazing journey. Some things I would never have even thought about.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's amazing. And so we can find this. It'll be streaming on KMOS PBS. People can catch it. It will run at different times this month, and people can watch it on demand at KMOS PBS. So that is Manchu, A Brotherhood of Sacrifice. And people can catch that, and they can hear that story, watch that story, learn more about it. And I'm sure this book is available for people.
It is. Our oldest daughter, Kim, that helped us do the book, she has a website called luckysnipe.com. That's and the only place that you can ask for an autographed copy exclusively through her website. It's on Amazon, but it's kind of a little family business with her. So if someone is interested in that, Stan autographs each book. He enjoys doing that, and then we mail them out.
Yeah, well, family business, the posters are beautiful. Apparently, your son-in-law
Our son-in-law
did the design on these posters. They're amazing. Those are signed, I see, as well. Amazing work. Thank you guys for coming to join us. We appreciate you.
Welcome to your Be Well moment by Burrell Behavioral Health. Sometimes life can feel like a boat on rough seas. Caring for our brains in those moments works best when we have practiced beforehand. We can use our 5 senses as a way to practice. Pause and notice your surroundings. What do you see in your space? What do you hear? What can you smell, touch, and taste? Spend a few seconds with each of your 5 senses. We can use our senses as an anchor to create some steadiness when life seas are rough.